What's happening everyone, my name is Wayne. Welcome to my channel where I ride trails, I rate mountain bikes and I review products. So carbon versus alloy bars. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell and you'll be notified every time I drop a video, which is weekly. Whenever you mention carbon handlebars, mountain bikers usually just tense up and get all nervous and stuff. The first thing that comes to mind is they break, right? Fair enough, they do break, but so do alloy bars. Carbon handlebars literally changed my life and changed my riding style. And hopefully by the end of this video, you are gonna understand the differences between alloy bars and carbon bars. And then you can decide if you need to buy carbon handlebars or if you want to buy carbon handlebars. I had this massive problem with my bike. I bought my very first carbon frame, and with that I bought a carbon wheel set that was extremely stiff. Firstly because the wheel set was carbon, secondly because it was 3-cross pattern lacing, thirdly because they were super wide. What I was experiencing out on the trail was displeasing and it was creating a very unpleasant ride. These are the handlebars I ride on my main bike. Let's jump straight into the pros of riding carbon handlebars and why I choose to ride them. Firstly, they are slightly lighter than what the usual alloy handlebars are. Secondly, carbon handlebars are usually stiffer than what alloy handlebars are. Places that you're going to experience the stiffness of your handlebars the most is in the rough, in the G-outs and in hard corners. If you've got nice stiff handlebars in the really rough stuff, your handlebar won't be flexing around, so it will give you more control, it will be more stable, and you'll have more direct cornering. Now the biggest and the most significant difference between carbon and alloy handlebars are the dampening properties of the carbon handlebars. If you're riding out on the trail and you have an extremely stiff bike, trail chatter and trail buzz gets transferred through to your hands. There was just way too much trail feedback going through my alloy handlebars, and it caused my hands to fatigue and it caused massive arm pump. When I bought the carbon handlebars and I put them on the bike, it just changed the ride completely. I stopped getting arm pump, I didn't have any of that trail buzz or trail chatter through my hands, and the bike ride was just so much better. Like a Dr. Evil. So let's get to the cons of riding carbon handlebars, because that's where the alloy handlebars trump it. Firstly, the durability of carbon handlebars. If you do crash a lot, you gotta watch out with carbon handlebars. They don't bend, they just snap. And the biggest drawback of carbon handlebars is that it is extremely difficult to spot hairline cracks. And if there's a hairline crack, that is the proper weak point on these carbon handlebars. And that's where it could snap in a moment. I crash a hell of a lot. And there is some damage on my carbon handlebars, like there's some scoring there where the brake lever clamps go. Oh, and there's a lot of scratches on here as well. I'm pretty sure that these are still okay, but for many of you out there, the unknown is pretty terrifying, and not properly knowing the condition of your handlebars could be an unnerving experience every time you grab your bike to go ride. Carbon bars require special tools and are slightly more finicky when you gotta install them. You need a torque wrench to install them, and they need to be torqued to a certain pressure. You need to either own a torque wrench or know someone that has a torque wrench, or you need to take your bike to your local bike shop every time you want to change the setting of your handlebars. Carbon handlebars are usually more expensive than what alloy handlebars are, and I'm talking about like twice the price, sometimes even 3 times, 4 times the price of alloy handlebars. So that concludes my video. Whether carbon handlebars are worth it is totally up to you. You gotta weigh up the pros, the cons. I personally wouldn't buy them if it was only the mass difference between the two, we sometimes get so caught up in the weight game that we forget to think about things logically. Like I could just lose 100 grams off my body mass so easily instead of spending double the price on a product where you're gonna shave off 50, 100, maybe 200 grams. If you're looking for a product that's gonna give you better dampening, less buzz that goes through to your hands, which is gonna help with hand fatigue and arm pump, then carbon handlebars are something to look at. So that's it, that concludes my video. Yo, thanks for joining me on this episode. Remember, punch that like button if you like this video, subscribe if you like my channel. Thanks for hooking up with us today. We'll catch you on the next episode.